Welcome to AppleKnows channel. I am Apple, and today I will take you into the world of animals that are far more dangerous than most people ever imagine. You think lions, tigers, or sharks are the deadliest creatures? That is what Hollywood taught us, but the truth is far stranger, and far more disturbing. Let me tell you about facts that sound unbelievable, but they are absolutely real. Most people fear the shark. Big teeth, ocean predator. But here is the shocking truth: sharks kill around 5 to 10 people a year worldwide. Now compare that to mosquitoes. Yes, mosquitoes, those tiny buzzing creatures you slap without thinking, are responsible for more than 700,000 human deaths every single year. Not because of their bite itself, but because they spread diseases like malaria, dengue, yellow fever. Think about that for a second. The deadliest animal on Earth, smaller than your fingernail. But mosquitoes are not the only surprise. Let me bring you closer to something we eat every day, the hippopotamus. This animal looks lazy and almost cute in cartoons, but in reality, hippos kill more people in Africa than lions, elephants, and crocodiles combined. They are extremely territorial, able to run faster than a human on land, and their jaws can snap a canoe in half. Some locals even say hippos are more feared than crocodiles, and that is no exaggeration. Speaking of crocodiles, do you know they are considered the largest reptilian killers alive today? In certain regions like sub-Saharan Africa and Southeast Asia, Nile and saltwater crocodiles together are estimated to kill hundreds of people each year. Unlike sharks, crocodiles wait quietly, hidden in muddy waters. They do not just attack to scare you. They ambush, drag, and drown. And if you think the ocean is safe except for sharks, think again. The box jellyfish, almost invisible in clear waters, carries venom so powerful that it can cause heart failure in minutes. Some swimmers in Australia never even made it back to shore after one sting. What is terrifying is how hard it is to spot them. Imagine swimming in paradise and suddenly your body shuts down. That is the danger of something that has no bones, no brain, just deadly tentacles. Now here is one fact most people laugh at until they realize it is true: deer kill more people in the United States than bears, wolves, or mountain lions. But not by attack. They cause deadly car accidents every year, especially during mating season when they jump across highways. The numbers reach over 100 deaths annually, making deer statistically more dangerous to humans than almost any predator in America. And the danger does not always come from size. Take the cone snail, a small, beautiful sea snail with a shell that looks harmless, even collectible. But its harpoon-like tooth can inject venom so toxic that it is called the cigarette snail. The saying goes, after being stung, you will not have enough time to smoke a cigarette before dying. There is no known anti-venom. Imagine something that fits in your palm carrying enough power to kill a grown human in minutes. Another creature that shocks people is the freshwater snail. Tiny, ignored, but deadly through schistosomiasis, a parasitic disease that infects millions of people worldwide and kills thousands every year. Again, not by biting or attacking, but by carrying a parasite. Something so small, yet reshaping entire populations in rural areas. Even man's so-called best friend, the dog, belongs on this list. Around the world, dogs are responsible for tens of thousands of deaths annually, mostly due to rabies transmission. In certain parts of Asia and Africa, rabid dog bites are a daily danger. People love to cuddle them, but in the wrong conditions, they can be more lethal than wild predators. And let us not forget elephants. Majestic, wise, symbols of peace in many cultures. Yet in the wild, elephants can turn aggressive, especially males in must or mothers protecting calves. They kill around 500 people a year, crushing vehicles, destroying villages. To stand in front of a charging elephant is something almost no human survives. These are the animals most people never think of as killers, yet they top the charts of deadliness. And I, Apple, will keep reminding you that the world is not as it seems. The most dangerous creatures are not always the ones with the biggest teeth, but often the smallest, fastest, or the ones we least suspect. Most people think of ants as annoying little creatures stealing sugar from your kitchen. But in Africa, the driver ant, also called safari ant, is feared even by lions. These ants march in massive columns of millions, devouring anything in their path. They can strip the flesh off animals, even humans, if someone is unlucky enough to collapse near their march. In some villages, people literally move out of their homes when driver ants come, because nothing survives their swarm. Another small but terrifying animal is the assassin bug. This insect spreads a disease called Chagas, which can lead to heart failure. It kills tens of thousands of people every year in South America. They bite humans at night, usually near the lips, earning them the nickname kissing bug. What sounds romantic actually becomes deadly when you realize their saliva and feces transmit a parasite that can destroy your heart over time. Now let me bring you to the ocean again. The stonefish looks like a harmless rock sitting quietly on the seafloor. But it is the most venomous fish known to man. Step on one by accident, and the pain is described as unbearable, worse than anything most people can imagine. The venom can lead to paralysis, shock, and even death if untreated. Divers in Australia know to wear thick boots because stepping on a stonefish is often a one-way ticket to the hospital or worse. And what about wasps and hornets? In Japan, the Asian giant hornet is called the murder hornet for a reason. Its sting is so powerful it can dissolve human tissue and cause multiple organ failure in extreme cases. People with allergies often die within hours after being stung. And what is even scarier, these hornets can attack in swarms, killing not only humans but wiping out entire honeybee colonies within hours. Another fact that shocks many is about tsetse flies in Africa. They look like ordinary flies, but their bite transmits sleeping sickness, a disease that slowly shuts down the human nervous system. Infected people experience confusion, hallucinations, and eventually fall into a coma before death. This tiny insect has shaped entire regions of Africa, limiting farming and settlements for centuries. If you think birds are safe, let me surprise you with the cassowary. Found in Australia and Papua New Guinea, this bird looks like a mix of a turkey and a dinosaur, with a colorful head and a massive body. But it is considered the most dangerous bird on Earth. With dagger-like claws on its feet, a single kick can rip a person open. Fatal attacks are rare, but the cassowary has the strength and speed to kill, and locals know to keep their distance. And what about tiny frogs? The golden poison dart frog from Colombia is only about the size of a paperclip, yet it carries enough toxin to kill 10 grown men. Indigenous tribes use their poison to tip blow darts for hunting. Even touching this frog can be fatal, because its skin secretes one of the most potent natural toxins ever discovered. Then there are bats. Not for their bite, but for what they carry. Bats are natural reservoirs for deadly viruses such as rabies, Ebola, and coronaviruses. Scientists believe many of the worst outbreaks in human history trace back to bats. While they are crucial for ecosystems, their role in spreading disease makes them silent but powerful threats to humanity. Let me leave you with one more fact before we go further. Freshwater crocodiles are deadly, but even snails, flies, and bugs rival them in death tolls. And the most disturbing truth is this: the animals that kill the most humans are not the ones we see as monsters, but the ones hiding in plain sight, often unnoticed, until it is too late. Everyone loves honey, everyone loves the idea of saving bees. But globally, bee stings kill more people each year than sharks. Allergic reactions, anaphylactic shock, one sting can be fatal in minutes. In the US alone, about 60 to 100 people die from bee stings annually. And then there are killer bees, also known as Africanized honeybees. They do not just sting once, they attack in swarms, chasing victims for up to half a mile. People have died simply because they disturbed the wrong hive. Now let's look at scorpions. Out of more than 2,500 species, only about 30 are truly dangerous to humans. But those few are deadly. The Indian red scorpion, for example, can kill a child in under 2 hours without treatment. Every year, scorpions cause thousands of deaths across Asia, Africa, and South America. And the terrifying part? They often hide in shoes, beds, or under rocks, waiting to be touched accidentally. Another animal many underestimate is the pufferfish. People see it as cute, round, and funny. But its internal organs contain tetrodotoxin, a poison up to 1,200 times more deadly than cyanide. There is no antidote. Just one fish can carry enough toxin to kill 30 adult humans. In Japan, eating fugu, a dish made from pufferfish, is considered a dangerous delicacy because even expert chefs have to prepare it with extreme care to avoid accidental poisoning. Then there is the blue-ringed octopus. Small enough to fit in the palm of your hand, beautifully patterned with glowing rings, but behind that beauty hides a venom that can cause total paralysis. Victims often remain fully conscious but unable to breathe, trapped inside their body until they suffocate. There is no antidote. Divers who mistake it for a harmless creature sometimes never resurface. Let's return to land for a moment. Cape buffalo, sometimes called the Black Death of Africa, is one of the most unpredictable and aggressive animals on the continent. They are responsible for killing hundreds of people each year. With massive horns and a charging speed of up to 35 miles per hour, they are known to ambush hunters, even circling back to attack after being wounded. Many hunters fear buffalo more than lions. And here's something that will truly surprise you: ants are not the only tiny assassins. Mosquitoes, we already know, are the deadliest animal, but the second silent killer is the freshwater snail through schistosomiasis. The third? Roundworms and tapeworms. These parasites infect millions of people worldwide and cause tens of thousands of deaths every year. They do not bite or chase you, they live inside you, slowly destroying your organs from within. Finally, let's not forget the ocean's silent giants. Orcas, also called killer whales, are not usually dangerous to humans in the wild, but in captivity, they have killed trainers. What makes them fascinating is their intelligence. They can coordinate hunts, outsmart prey, and even play with their victims. Some scientists believe if orcas ever decided to see humans as prey, we would stand no chance in the ocean. So when you think about the most dangerous animal, it is not always about claws, teeth, or size. Sometimes it is about venom, disease, or intelligence. And the scariest part? The most dangerous ones are often the ones you do not see coming. Have you ever heard of the candiru fish in the Amazon? It is tiny, thin, almost transparent. But it is feared more than piranhas by locals. Why? Because it is known to swim inside the human urethra when people urinate in the river. Once inside, it spreads its spines and has to be surgically removed. While rare, the fear of this parasite is so strong that many Amazonian tribes warn their children never to swim naked in the river. Now, about piranhas. They are often exaggerated in movies, but during dry seasons, when food is scarce, they do become extremely aggressive. A school of hungry piranhas can strip flesh from a carcass in minutes. There are recorded cases of humans falling into rivers and not coming out alive. Yet ironically, piranhas are usually shy and even eaten as food by locals. The danger comes not from one fish, but from hundreds attacking together. Let us move to something even more unexpected: the ostrich. This giant bird, weighing up to 150 kilograms, can run at speeds over 40 miles per hour. If threatened, it will kick with such force that it can disembowel a human with one strike. Farmers in Africa know to treat ostriches with caution, because once they charge, stopping them is nearly impossible. Then there is the leopard seal of Antarctica. Unlike penguins, which look playful, this predator is ruthless. It has been responsible for fatal attacks on humans, including one well-documented case of a researcher pulled underwater and drowned. Leopard seals are fast, strong, and intelligent hunters that can take down penguins, fish, and even other seals with brutal efficiency. And what about wild boars? Across Europe and Asia, they are responsible for deadly encounters. With razor-sharp tusks and incredible strength, they can charge hunters or villagers, causing serious injuries or death. In some areas, they are even considered more dangerous than bears, because they attack suddenly and unpredictably. Let us not forget the Komodo dragon, the largest lizard on Earth. Found only on a few Indonesian islands, its bite was once thought to kill through bacteria, but now scientists know it injects venom that prevents blood from clotting. Victims bleed out slowly, weakened until the dragon can finish them. Komodos have even attacked humans, and cases of fatalities are recorded every few years. And here is a fact that shocks almost everyone: the animal that causes the most deaths in Australia is not the crocodile, not the snake, and not the spider. It is the horse. Yes, accidents with horses, whether from falls or kicks, kill more Australians annually than all venomous creatures combined. This shows how danger sometimes comes from the animals we trust the most. But the record for silent killers continues with snakes. Around 5 million people are bitten by snakes each year, and up to 100,000 die. The deadliest species include the saw-scaled viper, responsible for more human deaths than any other snake, and the inland taipan, the most venomous snake known to science. A single bite carries enough venom to kill dozens of humans, yet because it lives in remote deserts, encounters are rare. All of this leads to one disturbing truth: the animal kingdom does not need to look terrifying to be deadly. A colorful frog, a graceful horse, even a buzzing fly each hides a lethal secret. Let us begin with jellyfish again, but this time the irukandji. It is smaller than a fingernail, almost invisible in the water, yet its sting can send victims into something called irukandji syndrome. Symptoms include extreme pain, nausea, vomiting, skyrocketing blood pressure, and a feeling of impending doom so severe that some victims beg to die. The strange part is that death is rare, but the suffering is described as torture on a level beyond imagination. Now consider ticks. Tiny, almost unnoticeable, but among the most dangerous vectors of disease. In North America, they spread Lyme disease, which can cause lifelong neurological damage if untreated. In other parts of the world, they spread tick-borne encephalitis and even viral hemorrhagic fevers. People often brush them off as annoying, yet millions live with chronic illnesses that began with a simple tick bite. Here is something that shocks many: the world's deadliest caterpillar exists in Brazil. It is called the Lonomia obliqua, also known as the assassin caterpillar. Its spines inject venom that causes blood to thin so dramatically that victims bleed internally until they die. Touching one by accident while collecting leaves or wood has led to multiple fatalities. Even something as innocent as a fuzzy caterpillar can be lethal. Then there are monkeys. In parts of India and Africa, wild monkeys are responsible for hundreds of attacks each year. They steal food, scratch, and bite humans, often transmitting rabies. Some cases are shocking: tourists lured by the monkey's playful behavior, only to be mauled or infected. In certain regions, locals consider them more dangerous than snakes because they live so close to human settlements. And spiders cannot be forgotten. The Brazilian wandering spider is often called the most venomous spider in the world. Its bite can cause paralysis and death. But there is a strange twist: its venom also causes priapism, a long and painful erection, sometimes lasting hours. Victims not only suffer agony but also the humiliating side effect of a venom designed by nature to be both bizarre and deadly. Let us move back to the ocean. Sea snakes, beautiful and sleek, carry venom far more potent than that of land snakes. The beaked sea snake, for example, has venom strong enough to kill dozens of humans with a single bite. Fishermen are most at risk, because sea snakes often end up tangled in nets, and one quick strike can end a life. But here is one that hardly anyone expects: cows. In countries like the United States and the UK, cows kill more people each year than sharks and wolves combined. It happens through trampling, crushing, or aggressive behavior, especially when protecting calves. Farmers know that a startled or cornered cow can be far more dangerous than it looks. And finally, let us not overlook the humble ant again, but this time the bullet ant of Central and South America. Its sting is ranked as the most painful insect sting in the world. Victims describe it as walking over burning charcoal with a nail driven into your foot. The pain lasts for 24 hours straight. Indigenous tribes even use the sting in initiation rituals for young warriors to prove their strength. These creatures prove one thing: danger often wears an unexpected face. The smallest, softest, or even most trusted animals can be among the deadliest. The animal kingdom hides killers in every corner, waiting for the moment you least expect.
And so, we reach the end of this journey. I am Apple from AppleKnows channel, and if you take one thing away, it is this: the most dangerous animals are not always the ones with sharp teeth, claws, or terrifying size. Often, they're the ones we ignore, the ones we see every day, or the ones so small we barely notice them. From mosquitoes carrying diseases that kill hundreds of thousands, to hippos crushing boats, to tiny snails and caterpillars spreading silent death, the natural world is full of unexpected assassins. The truth is both unsettling and humbling. We are not at the top of the food chain as securely as we like to believe. Life on this planet is a constant balance, and danger often hides in plain sight. Respecting these animals, understanding their power, and remembering their hidden dangers is the first step toward surviving in a world where nature always has the upper hand. This was Apple from AppleKnows channel. Stay curious, stay cautious, and never forget, the most harmless looking creatures may be the deadliest of all.